It is the Feast of Pentecost, the 9th week of Ordinary Time, and this is Extra-Ordinary. Guys, massive week this week. It's the church's birthday. What that means very simply is right now, the Feast of Pentecost, we celebrate the church being born. And what I mean by that is this. The disciples were locked in their upper room, scared to go out and talk about Jesus. The Holy Spirit came, sorted them all out. You can read about it in the second book of Acts. And all of a sudden they burst out onto the streets, proclaimed the good news, and the church began, as we know it, started to grow. The thousands of people converted that day grew into the billions of people who are now part of the church today. And that day is when it started. That's why we call it the kind of birthday of the church. This week, this day, make sure you get some cake, light a candle, and celebrate the church's birthday. It's a really, really big deal. This week when we look at the feasts, all of those saints, all of those feast days are all there because of that first event, that first Pentecost where our church began. And that good news was started to be heard by others. This week, of course, as well, we can start emerging from our kind of enclosures. We're going to be able to have garden parties and start to see some of our friends and family, albeit from a distance, for the first time. What good news are we going to share with them? How are we going to tell them about the awesomeness of God? And how are we going to celebrate and rejoice this week? Pentecost brings to the end our season of Eastertide and begins again, dive back into ordinary time. So we're going to start looking again then at the ordinary feast of the church. And remember, ordinary is not boring, it just means normal. So we go back to being green in terms of our liturgical colours. And we've got some incredible saints and feast days across the next few weeks. But of course this week as well, schools start to go back. So whilst it's a brave emergence into the world for the disciples, it's a brave start back to people for schools, for our teachers, for our staff, and of course for all those people working to serve the communities around you. You guys are amazing. You guys are the good news that we need to be sharing right now. And this Feast of Pentecost, let's make sure we do just that. This week we've got a massive, massive week. On Monday we've got our 9:30 a.m. club, followed by our 10 at 10 for our youngest viewers. So at 10 o'clock, because I know obviously schools are having their youngest people back first, we've got a special 10 minutes of prayer for the very youngest. So make sure you check that out at 10 o'clock on our NDCYS Live. On Wednesday, we'll have our normal video as normal. And then on Friday, big day, 10 o'clock. We've got the Big Schools Get Together too. So if you've not registered for it yet, head to ndcys.com/get together so you can register for that. In the afternoon, we've got our first home time hangout at 2:30, which is a chance to finish your school week in prayer and with us online. So check that out at 2:30 on our channel. And then, of course, at 6 p.m, we've got Friday Night Live, our normal end of the week show. Both those shows with Naomi, so please check them out on our channel. Don't forget to hit subscribe and enjoy the Feast of Pentecost. We will see you soon.